Do you think work-life balance जैसा कुछ होता है?
There is no balance. Trust me, there's no balance. We had bookings for weddings before the lights went on in this hotel.
Wow.
I'm not giving time to anything which is not required. I don't do a kitty. I don't do an event which can go on without me. No.
What are 3 life lessons that you think your child is learning just by watching you work?
You do not have to be a part of what everybody's doing, and just because everyone is doing it doesn't mean it is correct.
Today, the life is so fast-paced and burnout is at an all-time high.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt that exhaustion या फिर burnout कि बस अब मुझसे नहीं हो रहा है? कुछ ऐसी भी मॉम्स हैं जो बिजनेस भी लीड करती हैं, बच्चों के लिए प्रेजेंट भी रहती हैं और कंप्लेन भी नहीं करती हैं। आज हमारे साथ है ऐसी एक मॉम हु डज इट ऑल विद अ बिग स्माइल। Hi Sneha, welcome to Moms Unmuted. Thank you so much for being a part of this episode.
Thank you so much for having me, Sonia.
So Sneha, so many feathers on your hat, luxury hotelier, director of Hillock Hotels and a founder of Collective Hotels, right? So can you tell our audience something about your journey? How did you start?
So the path was never a planned one. I got married while I was still pursuing my MBA. And with the great support of my family and my husband, I joined the family business. And I started working at the Hillock Mount Abu, which is one of our flagship properties. I learned the journey of hospitality, which was not planned again. As a newlywed, I was still managing between, meetings at the hotel and family rituals. So being an entrepreneur by the day and learning to be a daughter-in-law in the evening. So that is how the journey started. It was a very exciting one because my family was very supportive. And I started from the basics, like taking care of the purchase and the store at the Hillock Abu. So that's how I started. And gradually, I self-trained myself, at the same time learned from each member of the family who was excelling in different departments, the nitty-gritties of every department. So that's how I started learning. And yes, then came motherhood, and the tougher part was shifting to a city like Ahmedabad, and where we came up with the Hillock Ahmedabad, which is our latest project.
Yeah.
So
and it's beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes.
So, as we have seen, Indian workforce में वैसे ही women का जो percentage है वो बहुत कम है. It's about 40%. And after becoming a mother, वो और भी drop हो जाता है. And you chose an industry which requires 24/7, आपका पूरा attention, everything. So, being a mother, कभी family से या society से, did you face any resistance कि इसमें मत जाओ?
So, for me, other things are aside. What is important is what my family wants and what my family thinks. So they were always very supportive. Also, from a very tender age, my children saw me working. Right. So they were very proud of the fact that their mom was occupied in something productive when she was not with them at home. So rather than this being a disadvantage or me not being able to spend time with them, they took it very positively, and their focus towards things in life improved. So my funda is very clear. Either I'm at my workplace, or I'm with my family, or very, very few chosen friends. Otherwise, I do not wish to spend my time with any other thing. So yeah, so that has never affected, and they've been very supportive of it. And I remember my daughter when she was 5-year-old, and when people used to ask her, "Hey, your mom doesn't come to this kitty or this birthday party," she'd say, "But she's busy in the meeting, no?" So I think that gives a very different confidence to your children also.
Absolutely. But ऐसे होता है बहुत बार, your kids always see you busy, you're not able to spend time with them or go to their school meetings. So do you think that has somewhere negatively affected their life, or do you feel guilty about it?
See, I'll tell you something. In between the wedding season, which is our most important season, my daughter had her semester exams. I was with her the moment I was home. So my focus is clear. I'm not giving time to anything which is not required. I don't do a kitty. I don't do an event which can go on without me. I don't go to weddings just because you can just dress up and go and you're invited. No, you say a no to that, and I think every woman or every mother can be a great contribution to the workforce. Just prioritize your things so clearly that nothing else plays any role in being a hindrance to it.
Absolutely. So can you tell us 3 things that you follow, in order to manage your work and life, personal life and kids, everything?
So there are no 3 things that I can talk of right now because, priorities change every day. So for example, if my daughter has her exam or, she is a gold medalist in karate, so I had to, travel with her when she went for her ISSO championship. So I prioritize. When I am there 100%, 100%. And when my work needs me here, I am here 100%.
Correct. So, for parents, जो first time parents होते हैं, specifically moms, I think the data says 74% women after becoming moms, they couldn't join back their work. So, उनमें एक वो fear होता है कि अगर हम work break लेंगे, we'll not be able to join back. And you are leading such a huge business right now. So, for them, if you could say something, या उनके लिए आप क्या बोलना चाहेंगे, who have that fear?
So, I feel that, do not keep your work and your family life as 2 different paths. Make them integrate. So I joined work back 20 days after delivering my second child, and my entire team knew about it. So make them a part of your journey. Make your children the part of your business journey. Integrate your work and business, your business and your family in a way that, they support each other. So keep that mindset from the very beginning. And I think that will really help you towards your journey forward. And you do not have to leave your work. You have studied for it. You have had dreams of, big businesses. Then why not make your kids also and your family also a part of your journey? Right. I think अगर आपने 20 days के बाद join back किया, you must be having so many people, in order to support your dream, in order to support you with your kids as well. I think we say we need a village to raise kids, and plus you're also managing a business उसके साथ, after 20 days of delivering a child. So how did you manage all that? Did you had that support? Yeah. Yeah, of course, the family was a support, a very big support. And the other driving force was the Hillock Ahmedabad was taking shape and was just about to open. Wow. So that was a great inspiration for me also, because a pre-opening for me was the first time, and I was so excited about it that probably that was the energy in my body that drove me to join work immediately. Any challenges that you faced after becoming a mother plus launching a new hotel? So I would just like to tell all the moms that there is this guilt factor that you have, when you go to your workplace, you feel you missed out on the time with your children. But I think it is very important that when you are with your children, you give them your 100%. I do not vouch for facts that you sit next to your child and watch television. That is not your time with the child. That is the time you're just, spending to show people. Don't do that. Indulge in more of communications and travel with your children as much as you can. That is the best exposure and the best learning that you can give your child. Today the life is so fast paced, and moms सब कुछ juggle कर रही है, everything, work, family, personal space, everything, and burnout is at an all time high. Yeah. Have you ever felt that exhaustion या फिर burnout कि बस अब मुझसे नहीं हो रहा है? Honestly, never, because I am indulging myself in activities which I love the most. This is my passion and this is my calling. So I don't have a moment of burnout because I do things which I completely love and then I do justice to it. Oh, lovely. And Google पे I think सबसे ज़्यादा ये trend हो रहा है इस वक्त, work life balance tips.
Do you think work-life balance जैसा कुछ होता है? And how do you define that?
There is no balance. Trust me, there's no balance. And it's like a jugaad if somebody is just telling you that aisa kuch hai. So you just be there whenever you are required. You cannot balance two things. When your children need you, when your family need you, you are there for them. And when your work calls for you, you're there for your work. And that's about it. You cannot do a 50-50, It's not just possible.
I agree to it.
So yeah, you have to be 100% present wherever you are.
Absolutely. I think kabhi 100% work hota hai, kabhi we are there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I totally agree to it. Work-life balance jaisa kuch nahi hota hai.
nahi.
It's a myth. And how does a day in Sneha's life looks like?
Oh, it's very exciting because I
We would love to know.
never walk back from challenges. I love, getting into different horizons of work. Sometimes, my husband asked me to take a back seat. What are you doing? You want to do this, you want to do that. But I am at a stage of exploring in my life wherein I want to try a lot of things. I know I will make mistakes, but I want to learn from my mistakes. And so that's how, and you just don't know. I tried 5 different businesses which I would have failed in, but the 6th one just did so well.
Right.
So I don't fear failures. I'm very happy failing also because I know that I've learned something from it.
Absolutely. So how does your day start?
So the day starts with my children going to school and me having nice Gujarati breakfast and then doing my workout, which I know sounds a little funny, but yes, I have to eat. And then I do my workout and get ready for work. And then I'm at my workplace.
And how many hours do you specifically take out for your kids in a day?
So there is nothing like a specific time that I take out. The kids come to us at the hotel. We all have lunch together, all 4 of us. And then they are also very busy with their activities, their studies, everything. And then we meet again at night. Or, if they want me to be a part of any of their projects or any other activity that they want us in. So we're always with them. So yeah, so we are on and off with them. And fortunately, my workplace and my home are placed in a way that we are connected within 5 to 6 minutes.
Okay.
So yeah, that really works.
Amazing. And have you ever felt बहुत ज़्यादा guilty because of not being present on their sports day, school meetings or something like that?
So I try that I am usually present on the more important days. A few communications which can happen with the teacher on an email, I would not go to the school and spend those 2 to 3 hours. Because when we say a 1-hour meeting, you end up spending 2 to 3 hours. So yeah, I try doing those things. I try going to events of my children at a time wherein, they are going to perform. That's not something that you should do, but then, you have to do something like that. So yes, that's how I cut down on those hours also, and I'm present during their performances also.
Nice. And what are 3 life lessons that you think your child is learning just by watching you work?
So every child learns from what they watch, not from what you teach them.
Absolutely.
They just want to follow examples. So I feel that every morning, my child should feel that I am going to, actually I believe in wake up, dress up, show up. You have to show up at your workplace, in your school, at an event every single day, no matter what. Whether you're well, unwell, whether you have a family wedding, whether you have an event. No, the work is not watching that. The work or your, for children, for their school is not considering whether there is a birthday or an event. They want them to be present all the time so that they learn new things every day. And I believe in learning every day that takes you forward. So every one day teaches you one lesson. So I tell my children that what is the one thing that you learned today? So when you ask your children such questions, they tend to actually, learn something and absorb it knowingly that today probably I learned to talk to my teacher in a certain way. So that is also a learning.
Yeah. They reflect.
Yeah.
उन्होंने पूरे दिन में क्या किया
क्या
and they'll
किया.
come out with such
Absolutely.
innovative answers
Yes,
जो
yes.
हमने expect भी नहीं किया होगा.
Absolutely. Secondly, I've always taught my children that do not follow the herd effect. You do not have to be a part of what everybody is doing, and just because everyone is doing it doesn't mean it is correct.
Right.
So I always give them an example that we came up with a Hillock Ahmedabad in a location which at the time of construction was really remote. You can
Right.
actually not believe it when you see Hillock today. But people used to come and tell us, you really think this hotel is going to work? Who's going to come and stay with you? But trust me, I am telling you something this out of experience, that we had bookings for weddings before the lights went on in this hotel.
Wow.
So you have to trust, whether, I don't say trust your instincts, I say you trust the fact that your study, your research of your product is good. So, I knew, or my husband knew at that time, because he was the guiding force behind the Hillock Ahmedabad, that this location is going to be the center of your Ahmedabad Gandhinagar gift city. And that is what actually happened.
True.
So when you are very sure of your work, do not go on what people have to say. Also, do not follow the herd effect if you actually want to succeed. Because 100 people don't succeed, only one does. So be that one person and follow your instincts on the base of your research on that.
Amazing.
So that's one more thing. Also, I am very specific to the kind of activities they pick up at this age. And they are not into very fancy things. They are into one sport, both of them, whatever they like. And one more thing which I feel that we as a family imbibe in our children is the importance of the karma. Karma is very important, and build a karma in a way that you're very happy that what goes around comes around. Do deeds which are so good and noble, in the sense that you're very happy with the fact that what goes around comes around.
Absolutely.
So that is what, we try and imbibe in our children, and I hope it is fruitful when we see them in the future.
Amazing.
So yeah.
That's so lovely to know. And as a family, are there any rituals that you all follow?
So we have our meals together. That is very important. Also, at night, usually, we come up with something, and we usually ask my husband to address my children, because his understanding of architecture, hotels, is amazing. He's a third generation hotelier and has a great taste when it comes to architecture, travel. Of course, he has a hotel management background also. And yes, I really want my children to get into the technical line of hotel building. So yes, their curiosity is well met by their father. So yes, that is the one ritual we follow. And when their grandparents visit Ahmedabad, so we spend a lot of time with them. They watch nice series with their grandfather, and my daughter is very fond of her grandmom. So they have a lot of hours talking to each other. So yes, that's about it. It is very important that they're bound in the family customs also, because there's a lot to learn from each family member.
Absolutely. And do you wish your kids also join you in the hotel business?
I would love for them to do that, but there's no force. Right now, they talk of very weird ambitions. So I'm okay with them doing that, because it's only a 6-monthly thing. Every 6 months, it changes. So it's okay.
And do you think working moms ज़्यादा independent kids raise करती हैं, या ये सिर्फ एक justification है?
So I'll just give a very, very, very nice and a funny example to this. We used to stay in Mount Abu for a very long time of my elder one, my daughter's, the first 3 years. Then we shifted to Ahmedabad, and we were pretty busy with the upcoming of this project, the Ahmedabad project. So whenever we used to travel, I used to call at home that, just has Ananshi packed her bag? And then, when I would go home, she would be talking to the maid and she'd be asking, Didi, temperature kitna hoga? Mama has asked me to do weather packing. And this is the age of 5. She used to do weather packing in the sense, whether you should be carrying your woolens, whether you should be having your umbrella with you or not. And with God's grace, she is at the age of 11, she's so independent. It is so surprising for me. And I feel that because I was not present at every moment, at the same time, I was there to guide her. This is how, she is going ahead with her life, and I'm very happy about it. I'm so happy with the way things have shaped. And the second child usually, walks in the footsteps of the first child. So eventually you raise strong, independent individuals.
So that's
Is
not
how I see it.
just the justification, but that's a
No,
reality.
that is a fact.
Yeah,
That is a fact.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Amazing. And there are certain questions जो आज भी Indian parents Google करते हैं. I'll just mention a few. Can working moms be good mothers?
Oh, they can be amazing moms. Trust me on that.
So, is it selfish to work even after having a child?
Not at all. They would love you for working. They look up to you in a very different way. And kids understand that my mom is, spending time in something which is not required, like honestly, like your kitties and your events and your unnecessary activities, vis-a-vis moms who are occupied with working. They look up to you in a way that they actually want to follow your footsteps. What more do you want?
Absolutely. Amazing. And have you ever faced लोगों से ये चीजें, बच्चों को time नहीं देती है, she's a work first mom.
Yeah, it's
And
okay.
how
that
do
you don't have
defend
to take
yourself?
to your heart, People, see, लोगों का तो काम ही है कहना. Let them say.
Has
okay.
that never affected you?
It does affect you honestly for a while, but then you actually know what you are doing for your children, and the results of what your children do, keeps everyone quiet then.
Right.
So that's about it.
Amazing. And Sneha, जैसे आप business में इतने focused हो, you're also taking out time for your kids, for your family, everything. Do you also take out time for yourself intentionally?
So intentionally ये नहीं हो पाता है. That is why I give that 1 hour of workout to myself, because that's a good time wherein I'm just not working out. I just don't know what music is also going on when I'm working out, but I'm thinking something which helps me plan and shape my day, which is very important.
Because working moms के साथ ये बहुत होता है. 10 चीजें एक साथ दिमाग में चलती है, ये भी करना है, ये भी करना है, ये भी होना चाहिए, मुझे ये भी करना है. How do you keep your sanity at such times?
Yeah, during the mornings, when you're doing something for yourself, you're gathering a lot of energy by working out. At the same time, you're giving that time to yourself wherein you're thinking and introspecting of the past day and planning the future. So I think that really works.
So Sneha, let's talk about the hospitality industry. So right now, India's wedding season is driving hotel prices up by 16 to 40%, and hospitality is being, cited as one of the strongest growth drivers in the economy this season. So what does this demand surge actually mean for the hotels? Behind the scenes, बहुत सारी ऐसी चीजें होती हैं in terms of stress, staffing, service quality that we do not see as guests.
Correct. So pre-wedding season, we usually have our own pre-cons, wherein we discuss staffing, we discuss the back of the house, because back of the house in every hotel is very, very important, which nobody can see. All of us see hotel industry as a very glamorous business.
Yeah.
The back of house is not so glamorous, trust me on that. So a lot of engineering issues are addressed, lot of housekeeping issues are addressed. Repair and maintenance happens right before the wedding season. So that you're prepared in a way that for the next 3, 4, 5 months, you'll not be able, no other department but the housekeeping will be able to enter the room. Because it's next to impossible that you can, correct a bit of a wiring here or there, or you can just work on your air conditions at that time. So one check-in and check out is another, consequently led to the other one. So there is almost no time for the team to get into any of those, longer process things. So we keep our rooms prepared and the team hired in a way that we are prepared for the next 5-6 months. Amazing. And now, considering the current scenario, the wedding season doesn't just go on from October to March. Then there are a lot of Kamurta weddings and there are a lot of NRI weddings. So, the trend is such that it keeps on going throughout 6, 7, 8 months.
Correct.
So, yeah. So, basically, we're quite prepared, and then year on year, we're used to it also.
Right. And जैसे आज के guests हैं, they expect perfection, instant response चाहिए. Do you think people are losing empathy these days?
Our business is to serve. So, I always see that whether the guest is empathic or not, the team has to be hospitable. And that is what we work on. The hospitality from the side of our team is what counts. We believe in just saying, yes, I can to the guest, and that's about it.
Amazing. So, is there any slogan, yeah, vision, something that you and your staff members follow?
We completely go by Atithi Devo Bhava. That is our culture, our religion, and our way of treating the guest. And yes, we try to the maximum that our team follows it. There may be instances wherein, things get out of control, which is very humanly. We are still, humans operating the hospitality. So that could be the case, but we try our best to go by, the fact that guest is God.
And today, weddings aren't just about ceremonies. Weddings आजकल बन गई है एक perfect show for the social media. So this Insta-worthy wedding culture जो आजकल चल रहा है, how does that affect your service and hospitality industry?
So we have to keep on, improving every day so that, we are photogenic also. We have to look good, we have to make the guests feel good, and we better give food that tastes good. So yes, a lot of expectations, but we are more than happy to meet them.
Amazing. And for couples who are planning their weddings अभी आने वाले time में, what are 3 mistakes that you generally see families commonly make, during planning their big weddings?
One thing that I see is the guests are usually put up at the best of the hotels, and the host himself or herself is still commuting between the home and the venue, which I think is unfair. Please be very comfortable at the hotel rooms, and you can ask for things which the hotels are more than ready to give you. That is one thing which I really feel should be corrected, because your wedding is your memory of a lifetime. Why not just enjoy it? That's one thing. Second thing is, don't get into very decorative and items that are going to be absolutely obsolete the next morning. Don't invest into things which make zero sense. I know I'm going to cut down on my business by saying that, but I honestly feel makes no sense to spend on very expensive flowers or something that is not adding value to your actual wedding ceremony. That is one thing. The other thing being the kind of spread I see in our own hotels, in fact, in terms of food and sweets and the number of meals. I think it's humongous. Who is going to eat that? More than half the people are on a diet when they come here. So we are wasting a lot of food in the process. The hotels may be charging you, but it's a national waste to keep so many items and let the other things go in waste. So that is one more thing that I feel should be controlled, and we should all be very aware of the fact that we are privileged, but most people around us are not so privileged.
So true.
So yes.
So as you mentioned कि बहुत सारा waste होता है, food waste होता है. How do you as a hotelier manage that waste?
See, for us, we do not take food to the next day. That is principally not happening at Hillock. So the moment there is excess food, we have agencies who come and collect it and give it to the underprivileged, A. B, if we feel that the team is going to consume it during their later meals, we just give it to them right away so that the food is fresh by the time they consume it. So these are the few ways in which we can control it. But then again, when it comes to milk and milk products, there are times when we have to throw away things which is heart aching, honestly, for me.
As an owner yourself, आपको क्या लगता है women leaders customer experience को कैसे differently approach करते हैं?
I feel, in families, who gives a better welcome than your mom or your sister?
Yeah.
So when it comes to hospitality, the warmth that the female can impart is unmatched.
Absolutely.
And the way a female looks at a situation, whether it's a wedding or a roka or a baby shower, because she's been through all these things, it's usually the woman who's being celebrated. So, who better can give an experience like a woman?
I think it's time there are more women leaders in this industry.
Absolutely. It would work wonders for the Indian industry, hospitality industry. Yeah. I feel that Indian females are warmer as compared to our counterparts in other countries also. So, hospitality, of course, requires user female workforce doing value addition to it.
I think not just warmer, they are so selfless, na? Indian women.
Absolutely.
So they'll go an extra mile to serve their guests.
And that is the experience the guest wants.
Absolutely.
So not everything can be purchased through money. A few things just come out of emotion.
And that touches your heart.
Absolutely.
So yeah, this brings us to our rapid fire round. Let's shoot. Early mornings or late nights?
I love both. I love late nights.
Okay, what is more stressful? School WhatsApp group or work emails?
School WhatsApp group. Oh God.
Don't tell me. One word to describe peak wedding season.
A lot of fun and excitement and a new experience every day.
I thought it would be stressful.
No.
Delegating at work or delegating at home? Which
Both
is
places.
harder?
No, delegation. No, it makes it very easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
A skill motherhood taught you that business school never did.
Very easily, I multitask with a smile on my face.
One thing guests assume about hotels that's completely wrong.
Hotels are not as glamorous as you think they are.
Big fat wedding or intimate celebration?
I love intimate celebration, though I had a very, very lavish wedding. Yes. But that you mature and you evolve and you realize.
Yeah. One habit that keeps you sane on chaotic days?
Black coffee.
A boundary you wish you had set earlier?
I don't believe in boundaries. I believe in pushing off the edge and just flying.
One parenting rule you don't follow despite all the advices online?
I don't honestly follow any rules. I go by the day and I go by the fact of what the child needs on that day.
Work-life balance, myth or manageable?
Very manageable.
One thing moms should stop apologizing for?
For taking out time for themselves.
True.
That makes the family and the work both happy, if you have some time for yourself.
Absolutely. One leadership quality women are naturally better at?
Treating the team as a family. That really works. At least it has worked for me.
So true. If you had one extra free hour daily, what would you do?
I'd love to, go through the soaps and do some online shopping.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Sneha, for being so honest.
Thank you so much.
One last advice you would like to give to our audience who are watching this episode?
So be absolutely unapologetic in life. Do whatever you can in the best way possible and give your 100%, whether it's your family, your children, or your work.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching this episode till the end. अगर आप भी ऐसी किसी मॉम को जानते हैं, उन्हें ज़रूर टैग करना कमेंट्स में, एंड हमारे चैनल को लाइक सब्सक्राइब करना बिल्कुल मत भूलना. बाय बाय.